heartily welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor in charge and all the dignitaries on the dais. And I also welcome the respected professors, scholars and the students from Department of Anthropology and other departments. Now we shall go on with the inaugural session of the Janjatiya Gaurav Diwas 2023. Now I request Dr. Dakar, Head Department of Anthropology, to deliver the welcome address.
Respected Vice Chancellor in charge, Sir, Professor Taranikaresu, sir, Keynote Speaker, Professor Sudhakar Rao, sir, Dean Students Welfare, Professor Venkata Rao, sir, Deputy Dean Students Welfare, Dr. C.B. George, and Dean in charge, Professor Chandramoli, sir, and colleagues, scholars, students, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to speak to you this morning and to welcome you to the official program of the Janjatiya Gaurav Diwas, celebrated in commemoration of the birth anniversary of Birsa Munda, the great Munda warrior. First and foremost, I cordially welcome our Vice Chancellor in charge, Professor Taranikaresu, who has kindly consented to grace this occasion despite his busy schedule. On behalf of the department, I congratulate you and wish you the very best on your new assignment, sir. And it is an honor to have him amongst us this morning, and we welcome you to the function. I would also like to extend a very warm welcome to our keynote speaker, Professor Sudhakar Rao, an erudite scholar who has readily accepted our invitation to address us on this momentous day. I am certain his lecture has immensely thrilled and enriched us. Sir was also my external examiner for the PhD Viva. So we welcome you, sir. All right. I also welcome our Dean of Students Welfare, Professor Venkata Rao. Our collaboration has brought to fruition this program. Sir has been very supportive and extended all help possible, and we welcome you, sir. I also welcome our Dean in charge, School of Social Sciences and International Studies, Professor Chandramoli. His presence has greatly enhanced our function. We welcome you, sir. I would also like to extend a warm welcome to our senior colleagues, our Dean, School of Tamil, Professor Nalini, senior professors, my dear colleagues, heads of departments, Professor Ashita from Women's Studies, and I would not like to name all of you. If I miss one, then it becomes a problem. All right, so as well as, scholars and students, ladies and gentlemen who have taken the time to attend this seminar, thank you to each and every one of you for being here with us today, and a very warm welcome to one and all. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Now I request our Honorable Vice Chancellor in charge to deliver the presidential address.
Good morning, everyone. Respected Chief Guest of today's function, Professor N. Sudhakar Rao. So I came to know that he is very special, and then as well as the person who has done a lot of research on scheduled tribes, and so our faculty members also mentioned about him. That's the reason they brought him for this Janjatiya Gaurav Diwas 2023, and also respected Dean in charge, Professor Chandramoli, I interacted with them many times. It's very nice, as well as working towards the East Department, History Department, and also Dean Student Welfare, Professor Y. Venkat Rao, and Deputy Dean, Dr. C.B. George, and Dean School of Tamil, Professor Nalini Thambi, and all the faculty members I could see from other departments like Women's Studies it is here. My department colleague is also here, Professor Tokasu, all the faculty members. Good morning everyone. So I'm sorry for two reasons. One is I'm late because I have to attend one more function at the School of Green Energy Technology. I told them, please, I have on 10:30, you can invite somebody else. But they are very firm, no, you have to come. So I could not deny it. That's why I attended it, then I came little late. By the time Professor Sudhakar Rao has started, it's a good that he has started. Now I could see him, he was sweating and then also reading. I thought, let us also give him a break. So now he has taken a break for his presentation. He will continue after this inauguration. So this function, as you know, it is started in 2021 to understand the importance of the freedom movement, and also, as you know, our Indian history is very complex. It is not like other countries, very complex. And since the area also very broad, and we have different types, different cultures, so it is very difficult to understand our history of freedom fighting movement. And in this, anthropology plays major role to give reasons. Definitely our customs and cultures have all along been disturbed for the last more than 1,000 years. So initially by Mughlai invasion, then British invasion. So now our culture is also too much confused. So in jocularly people say the Indians settle in US, they call it as ABCD, American born confused basis. Same thing is going on now in India also. Which culture is our own culture? It is very difficult. But I don't think anthropology is trying to say that. They are doing research on this. What is the customs behind this, reasons behind this, and this Janjatiya Gaurav Diwas is basically concentrating on what is the role of the scheduled tribe, especially their role in the freedom fighting movement. And as you know, this is we are celebrating on Birsa Munda's birthday, and even though there is a delay in this, I think I thank organizers, especially the Department of Anthropology, who are organizing this event. And of course, this is very useful for the student community. What is the history behind this? What is the anthropological, especially for in your field, the customs? If you take the scheduled tribe customs, they have more lineage and very in-depth meaning of this, or more wildlife friendly, and then more ecologically friendly also. Whatever the modern terms is there, they are following this. Even even the religion is different, but still they follow this. So this is the occasion we have to also understand this, what are the reasons behind this, and what are the historical background behind this. All those things, I think, first part Professor N. Sudhakar Rao has given about the Birsa Munda. I think he will discuss the about after this the discussion on this part. That is very important part. Whatever he has given is already known to you, but the research on this, that is very interesting, especially for the anthropology students. So please take this advantage, and I hope Professor Sudhakar Rao will be available for our students whenever they have any discussions or any doubt. So in that way, I thank Professor N. Sudhakar Rao for all the way come from Hyderabad and then giving the lecture on this. I thank the organizers because I have one more function at Constitution Day at 11:30. I have to go. Sorry for this. Immediately after this, I will move. Please continue your discussion, and I am very happy to be part of this function. So have a nice time. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Birsa was preoccupied with his studies. He wanted to learn studies, but he forgot about the goats, and these goats, they trespassed into the farmland of somebody, and that owner of the farmland beaten up Birsa Munda left and right. So Birsa ran away from the village and joined his brother in some other village, Bartol. And after some time, he moved to German mission in Burzu, where he completed primary school. Why I am giving all this narration? Because the kind of experiences the Birsa Munda had undergone as a poor tribal man, as he left his own land. That is the reason. For high school, he moved to German mission in Chaibasa, where he stayed for 1886 to 1890. Birsa strongly desired that Munda get back their lands, and he supported the Sardar agitation. I already mentioned to you what is Sardar agitation. But one Dr. Northot commented that Sardars were cheat, and one Birsa was, therefore, our Birsa Munda, he was shocked because he had a lot of respect for Sardars and their agitation for restoring their lands. So when this white man, British man, criticized Sardars, he was really shocked. Therefore, he openly criticized Dr. Northot. Because of this open criticism, he was expelled from the school. So he has to leave the school. Birsa Munda maintained close contact with the supporters of Sardar agitation, and he developed hatred for Christian missionaries. And also, he started anti-government attitude. Then he moved to Bandgaon and met Anand Pandre, a munshi of Jagmohan Singh, Zamindar, who was well versed in Puranas and Vaishnavism. Birsa Munda stayed with him for 3 years and accompanied him some places and met Vaishnava monks also who preached in the villages. Finally, Birsa Munda adopted Hinduism, and he done with a sacred thread and started worshipping Tulsi plant, and he wore sandal marks and familiarized himself with Hindu concept, precepts, and prohibited cow slaughter, etc. However, at the same time, he participated in the agitation of tribes against prevention of tribes to enter into the forest under the Forest Act in Porahat area. So He was interested in religion, and he was also interested in, restoration of the lands of his community. Birsa tried to get married and settle down, and thus maintained some relationships with women, but finally he decided to remain celibate. He rose himself as a poor peasant and moved from village to village in search of livelihood, and he did not like the Kunkati system, where all the rights are put in the hands of lineage head and also the village headman. So the rest of the farmers have to remain as sharecroppers in the own village. So therefore, the common Munda is just a farmer for namesake. As he grew in the mission schools, Christian mission schools, and its environment, there is a great influence of Christianity also on Birsa Munda. At the same time, his association with Vaishnavism also made a strong mark on him, and these together contributed to his millennial movement. Birsa Munda lost his faith gradually in the Bonga spirits by his exposure to Christianity as well as Vaishnavism. But with an incident, he reverted to Spiritism, that is Saranism. While cutting a tree, he got injured to his leg. When he consulted a Bhagat, he was told a spirit caused his injury and he was asked to offer a goat. And while he was doing so, offering a goat, he was miraculously healed. Then he returned to the spirit, importance of spirits. His family undergone acute poverty and starved for food, and having come to know that a pregnant woman died and she was buried, he went to the grave of that dead woman, and he dug the grave and collected jewels and sold them to get some money for food. But the parents refused to eat this food because the jewels belonged to the dead woman. Right. And the villagers, having come to know, he was excommunicated from the village. He asked to leave this village for this kind of behavior. One day he has a dream in which high god Singhabunga appeared to him, and the divine sanction was declared to him that his mission was to bring back Munda's lost kingdom. So he had a vision in a dream that he will bring back kingdom for the Mundas. His companion narrated another incident in which Birsa Munda was struck by a thunder, and in that incident, instead of he turning dark, he became red. One day, a woman brought a sick child. Birsa chanted some mantra, and later on the child recovered. So he became a healer also. This news was spread fast, and several sick were brought to him, and several of them were healed. One day, smallpox hit the villagers, and the villagers suspected that the goddess was not happy with Birsa Munda. Therefore, the headman excommunicated Birsa from the village. So he had to leave from the village. Though Birsa left the village, the incidents of smallpox did not subside but continued. So he was invited to come back into the village. He started preaching sitting under a neem tree, following the missionary method of preaching, that is, narrating parables and stories. He claimed to be the father of the earth, Dharni Abba. But people approached as their Sigabonga sun god, though Birsa launched attack on the Bonga spiritism and Bhagats also. One of the Pahans called him as madman. Birsa became a prophet also. A word was spread through a son of a Sardar that brimstone and fire would fall from sky, and this would destroy the crops, and people will have to survive from this destruction. Therefore, he suggested all white pigs should be killed. Similarly, white fowl, right? And also impure animals. It symbolizes what? The white folks, the British. Those who come to Chalakad, where Birsa was living in white garments, will escape this misfortune, and thus many started running to the village Chalakad. Then it so happened that the next year, the same year, the famine struck. There were no rains, and then no crops, and no harvest. Right. Thus, Birsa became a kind of prophet. Thus, Birsa Munda, known as a mystic also. Right. Now, the Birsa Munda movement started in 1895. I think this background is clear. Now, I will discuss the movement. The Sardar developed complete confidence in Birsa Munda. That means, though he came from very poor family, they recognized him as the leader of the tribe. Meanwhile, the government received reports about the activities of Birsa Munda, and that he was asking people not to raise crops, and large number of people started flocking to him. Therefore, the sub-inspector of police, Tamar, was informed about Birsa, who claimed that Sarkar's rule came to an end. Therefore, the sub-inspector deputed the head constable and some police on 9th August 1895. Then the police arrived, the rain started pouring in. But somehow, and there were about 300 people around Birsa Munda. So they prevented the arrest of Birsa. Right. But then the head constable, he requested him and pleaded him to sit in the palanquin. The palanquin is for the Rajas, or palanquin was for the deputy commissioner, right? So he was offered to sit in the palanquin. So with this kind of trick, finally he was taken to the police, and he was convicted of treason, convicted for the kind of revolt he started, and he was arrested for the anti-government sentiment and also spreading rumors of the end of the government, and he was jailed for 2 years. That is from 1899 to sometime there. When he arrived from Chalakad after the jail, he was suggested to set up an organization that would help them to recover their lands from the British. A meeting was organized, and that two groups were formed. One group of religious propagators, another group of political activists. So this religious group, they intensified their propaganda that one day, with the help of Birsa Munda, they will get back their lands. So they preached Vaishnavism, they advocated for prayers, and also worship Tulsi and other practices. Then the political group, they also started their activities, conscientizing in a Marxian sense, or bringing awareness to the people about Birsa Munda and hope for getting back, restoring their lands and their kingdom. And they also, in a symbolic form, they chopped off banana trees and then set them fire, as a symbol of the government. So they cut the banana trees and then set fire, as if the Ravana is being set fire. That is the kind of symbolic message that was conveyed. About 16 meetings were organized in different places where Birsa himself or some others spoke against the government. Leaders were recruited not from the high ranks of Munda, but from the lower ranks. In their meetings, they articulated thus that who did not wear sacred thread, not followed Birsa's religion, like Sansars, Hakims, Sadhans, Rajas, and Christians, should be killed. There were several clandestine meetings also between 1889 and 1899. So this is the background of the Birsa movement, insurrection. Then uprising. On Christmas Eve of 24 December 1899, it was planned to murder or attempt to murder those which mentioned now. But the government somehow got this rumor, and the government deputed Deputy Commissioner of Ranchi and the District Superintendent of the Ranchi district also. But then they were to come back for a conference on December 27th. Meanwhile, the rebels planned for shooting arrows, burning pandals in different places in Ranchi and Singhbhum districts. So they started rampaging and shooting at the Christian gatherings who were singing hymns and praises about Christmas. And several of them were injured and some of them were killed also. One of the deputy commissioners was also encountered in Ranchi and on 6th January, and this rampage continued throughout almost throughout January 1900s. Thus, a large number in January, German Mission Church at Korahat was also burned down, and a Lagra constable was also killed in the incident. Therefore, now the government, the British government, took steps immediately to stop this Birsa movement, and then they started arresting the suspects. So in the process, Birsa Munda was arrested, imprisoned in Ranchi, and he died in the prison itself on 20th May of 1990. So that is the whole story of Birsa Munda's movement, and also the insurrection, the issues of land, the issues of exploitation by the Diku, and also the kind of administration the British tried to impose to the great dissatisfaction of the tribal folks. Right? Now, I go to the topic of my presentation. What theoretical and practical implications that we can deduce from the above? So we are academics, we are not politics here.